Pisces, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click on that description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. If you're looking for old reads, you can click on the playlist. And I have the old reads moving backwards. Like if you just wanted to watch the last month or whatever, you can click on that and the next four would be the last month. See? Organized it for you. Here we go. Hopes, fears, and reality for my Piscean friends. Hmm. You're hoping to find, so you're a little worn out, and you're hoping to find the strength to push through this next challenge, whatever it is that you have to do. And you're willing to, I don't want to say isolate yourself, but if you need to gather all of your strength in order to push through this, you're willing to be a little bit more introverted and take a little bit of time and space from other people. So you're hoping to block out the people who drain your energy so you can push forward over this next obstacle that you feel you need to work through, or you are already. It kind of feels like you're already working through something and now you're making the sacrifice of stepping back from people. um, the next card we have here is the Hermit, and that's usually what the Hermit does. It goes inside to find something for itself. But you fear that your friends don't understand, because here we have the Three of Cups. This is the card of friendship and celebration. You kind of feel like your friends don't, or you fear that your friends don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, and you don't want to come off as like, oh, pity party or kind of a sulky energy to them. So there's a issue about communication in what you're doing here, because you need to cut out the people who are draining your energy in order to push through this thing, but you fear how people will react to you distancing yourself for the time being. The reality of the situation is you have a lot of conflict coming in. See, I often think of this as external conflict, like tit for tat. But because it's with the Ace of Swords here in the upright, I think this is more like the truth that you have to discover about yourself. So this is you actually going back and tallying how you've been battling or conflicting with yourself lately. And that's what it is you need to face. No wonder you want to cut other people out of the situation, because Pisces, this is for you. This is about you. And this is something you feel you need to do for yourself, you know? This is a battle that you have to handle for yourself and by yourself, okay? So again, hoping to distance yourself from the people who are draining you of energy so you can go inside and work on something, fearing that your friends really won't understand why you're doing what you're doing because you don't necessarily want to share, and then the reality of the situation is you are really struggling. See, the fives come in to show us chaos. And the nice thing about chaos is the fives are uncomfortable change and they come in to show us, they bring chaos. The nice thing about chaos is, um, and if I've told you this once before, I apologize for repeating myself, but the fives show us what we don't want. Okay? So there's some conflict here with yourself that you no longer want. So you're taking the time to face that truth, work with that idea, and deal with it. It's a good headspace to be in. It's very brave of you, Pisces. Okay. Um, you're recognizing that there's certain decisions that you're going to have to make, and there's certain barriers that in your mind, in your personality, that you're going to have to cross or change or adjust. And once you make these judgments and once you make these adjustments, there is no turning back. So the change that you're going through requires, or the change that you're going through is going to have a permanent effect on your life. So you want to take the time and make sure you're doing the right thing. However, there's a little bit of hopelessness attached to this because you're kind of wearing your heart on your sleeve. Your emotions are spilling out. No wonder you fear what your friends think, because you're coming off as sulky. You're coming off as withdrawn, and it's not like you. So people will be worried and concerned. But the reason you're coming off that way is because you feel like you don't have the recipe yet. As we're dealing with this mental conflict and as we're dealing with the chaos that shows us the things that we don't want, there's a lot that you have to sort through. Okay? Pisces, you want to make a change to your personality. So, this fear that your friends don't understand is, in my personal opinion, a good filter as to where your friends need to be in your life. You know, if somebody's concern about where you are and what you're doing is for your benefit, well, that's a good friend. But if somebody's concern about where you are and what you're doing is about control of a situation, well, that's a whole nother thing that you have to deal with. And I think that's what you're looking at here. I think you're looking at the people who are good for you and the people who are bad for you, and you might be conflicted because you're recognizing that some people don't necessarily need to or aren't there for your higher good, but you still care about and love those people. So it feels like you have to create a different file cabinet. Or a better way to look at it is I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and we talked about, like there's this wall you don't want people to cross, and then there's like this fence, and you might let some people between the wall and the fence, but then you have the fence and your front porch, and some people belong between your fence and your front porch, and then you have the front porch and the screen door. You know what I mean? So at this point, you're taking some people who are right at your screen door, and you're saying no, they belong behind the fence, or you're taking some people that you've actually invited in your home before, and you don't want to invite them in your home anymore. It's not that you want to get rid of these people. It's that you want to reestablish boundaries within a relationship, um, so you don't feel so drained by other people. Energy vampires. Some people call it that. But yeah, there are some people in your life that just they take up a lot of time and a lot of energy for very little return. And as you get older in life, you recognize that not everybody's there for your higher good, and you actually just want a smaller circle of people. You want more quality out of your friends rather than a quantity of friends because it's exhausting keeping up with a whole bunch of people. You just want the most important people close to you. So it's going to take some time. It's going to take some sorting out. You are going to have to withdraw, but you are going to have to communicate these new boundaries to people at some point. So keep that in mind as you move forward, and then maybe you won't come off as sulky or wearing your heart on your sleeve. Maybe you'll eventually come up with the right recipe to communicate these things to the people in your life. Pisces, I hope you found a message that serves your highest good. I wish you a lot of luck with this, and I'll see you guys next time.